What's up, y'all? How you doing? Hope y'all are doing good. Welcome back to my channel. So hey, Cowboy Carter has been out for a while now, and as we know, a lot of the tapioca tap dancers are very mad about it. I've stayed out of the discourse because frankly, I don't care. Cowboy Carter is amazing. We're not gonna discuss it. Frankly, personally, it's become my favorite Beyonce album. I don't really care if you don't like it. Good for you, girl. Shut it. And I'm not even a Beehive member. Like, it's genuinely just a great album. But as always, whenever Beyonce puts anything out, the contrary Cathys, the gaslighting Gertrudes always got something to say. And one of those people is a one, maybe two hit wonder. Yes, she's a little cream cicada from the UK that you may know, named Lilly Allen. Now, frankly, I had completely forgotten that this Miss Ma'am existed until this news article started circulating, which is very ironic, but we'll get to that in a second. But Miss Lilith apparently has a problem with Beyonce doing country music, and she made a comment about it being calculated. She apparently has a podcast. I mean, doesn't everybody at this point? I don't even know the name of it because I don't care. But on this podcast, she admitted that she only heard a couple of songs.
I don't think the Jolene one's good.
It's very weird that you cover the most successful songs in that genre.
But I also feel like Jolene's such an excellent song. Like, I've listened to the story of how Dolly Parton wrote it in about 20 minutes, like over and over, because I just think it's so genius. And I don't know, it just felt a little bit like a kind of standard hip hop beat under a Jolene cover. It's like, let's do something with this song. If we're going to take it apart and put it back together, I feel like Beyonce could have done a bit more with that, or maybe picked something that was a little less bait to cover.
Yeah, I just feel like it's quite an interesting thing to do when you're like trying to tackle a new genre and you just choose the biggest song in that genre to cover. I mean, you do you, Beyonce, and she literally is doing her. Or is she doing Dolly?
I think I'd like it a lot more if it wasn't like, this is Beyonce's country album. It was like, it's just kind of a nice album. I feel like it's forcing itself to be part of its own narrative of I'm a country album.
Now, see, this is the thing, right? This is the thing when you don't do your research. This is the thing about white women. They love to be loud and wrong.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, in 2022, Dolly Parton quite literally said that she wanted Beyonce to do a Jolene cover. She was on an interview with Trevor Noah, and Dolly said that she has been trying to reach out to Beyonce because she wanted Beyonce to cover Jolene.
Dolly, on your side, you've said, and you know, it's crazy that you have wishes that haven't been fulfilled in life yet, but I know one of your wishes is you've said that you wish that Beyonce would cover Jolene. There are over 400 renditions of Jolene, multiple different languages, people have done it, and you said you specifically want Beyonce to do that. Are there any updates? Is there, like, do you know of this happening, you know, and why Beyonce?
No,
maybe that's even more important.
I don't know if she's even got the message, but wouldn't that be killer? I think she's fantastic and beautiful, and I love her music. I would just love to hear Jolene done in just a big way, kind of like how Whitney did I Will Always Love You, just someone that can take my little songs and make them like powerhouses. So that would be a marvelous day in my life if she ever does do Jolene.
So I don't understand how you, Miss Ma'am that nobody fucking knows, have a problem with her doing a cover of Jolene when the literal writer and original singer herself has been begging Beyonce to do a cover of Jolene. And that's what is really confusing to me about this whole discourse is like, y'all are so mad about Beyonce doing country when all of y'all's country legends are quite literally co-signing Beyonce. Like Willie Nelson quite literally said, baby, you know my name, no need to know yours.
Period.
Willie Nelson is literally on the album saying, baby, if you don't like what's playing, go get yourself a boombox and get to stepping. Willie Nelson really dragged y'all in like 2 sentences. He said, sometimes you don't know what's best for you until somebody you trust puts you on. And then he goes right in to Cowboy Carter. And I said, baby, the whites are gonna scream.
Police! Police! Help! Police!
Allen didn't stop there. She went on to talk about Jay-Z's speech at the Grammys when he was talking about basically like, y'all don't give a shit about black artists. And she said, when Jay-Z got up and said that thing, it was part of a campaign. It was before the album had come out or even been announced, and she was wearing a blonde wig and a cowboy hat. It's a bit about challenging these institutions that have thus far rejected Beyonce as the icon and institution that she is of herself. Now she's the most played woman on country radio. You know, shit, Sherlock. Obviously, there is a whole campaign rollout for Beyonce. She's not dumb. Dummy. But what's so interesting is your co-host kind of did you on a self-drag, because her co-host then went on to remind her, like, aren't you putting out a country album? So Beyonce is all calculated and inauthentic and all this stuff because her husband made a speech at the Grammys, which, by the way, was true. Two things can be true at once. Yeah, it could be calculated, but also what he said was true. Not only that, but now you have something to say, Beyonce, right before you have a country album coming out, and we're supposed to think that this isn't calculated. Mentioning Beyonce, especially trying to shit on Beyonce, is the fastest way to try to get you some publicity. You're not slick. You're not slick. White women, I want you to know that you're not slick. Okay, we know y'all's little tricks. This is not new. Like Beyonce said in Jolene, there's 1,000 girls just like you. You a bird. Go on and sing your tune. You try to sit up here and try to talk shit about Beyonce, try to shout shit about Cowboy Carter, and that's fine if you don't like it. Nobody cares. Good for you. But what does any of this have to do with Beyonce? You're mad that Beyonce came and is dominated the country charts when you yourself was just trying to put out a country album that nobody was going to care about anyway. Like, everybody on the planet Earth had forgotten that you existed until you started talking about Beyonce, and you're trying to tell me that that wasn't calculated?
And isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Not to mention, you are a white woman from England. You shouldn't be having anything to say about country music, period. You trying to tell me as a white woman from England that you somehow are more qualified to speak about country music than a black woman from Texas? Do you even know what country is? Do you know where country comes from? Because it comes from the South, and it comes from black people, not from crumpets and cucumber sandwiches over there across the pond. Not an English woman trying to gatekeep country music.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Listen, it's fucking America all day, but I'm an eagle screech to that. Bitch. So you and your fellow little cottage cheese cadets, go ahead and pick a seat, take it, go ahead and listen to that one hit song that you had back in like 2005, okay? And just enjoy that. You enjoy the reruns on that, because now you've completely ruined any chance you had at having a country album. Babes, we don't want it. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wants you. That's why we didn't know who you were. That's why we all forgot about you until you started speaking. But anyways, that's really all. I just wanted to get on here and talk to Miss Ma'am because she really had the nerve. I'm going to go listen to Cowboy Carter again for the 792nd time. Today, and today only. Okay. Bye-bye.